Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am Mrs. Zernab Daniel, SS English at DPS and ICS, and today I'll be teaching you kinds of complements for intransitive verbs. Students, before we move towards our lesson, let us first see the objectives of it. So by the end of this lesson, students will be able to explain the concept of kinds of complements for intransitive verbs, identify complements in given sentences, and do the exercise E and H of chapter 4 of Oxford Grammar Tree. So students, before we start our topic, before we move to the learning of new rules for complements, first let's see that what we have already learned, what we already know. First, let's check our previous knowledge regarding this thing. So, if I ask you that what is a complement of intransitive verb? As you all know that intransitive verbs are those verbs which do not require any object after them. It means that they do not transfer their action onto any other object. So if they are not requiring any object but still there are some words after them, they are called complements. So its definition can be said like this, that an intransitive verb can be followed by various kinds of words and phrases that work as complements. I'll say again, an intransitive verb can be followed by various kinds of words and phrases that works as complements. You can see here that there is written that by various kinds of words and phrases, intransitive verb is followed by various kinds of words and phrases. It is not followed by the object. It is the main difference between transitive and intransitive. So today we will be studying about the complements, different kinds of complements that usually come after the intransitive verbs. So today we will be studying about the complements that usually come after intransitive verbs. Some of these kinds of complements are given below. So firstly, we have a noun or noun phrase. In some sentences, in some intransitive verbs, a complement that comes after intransitive verb is either a noun or it is a noun phrase. Okay, sometimes it is a noun or sometimes it is a noun phrase. In the first example, we can see that his name is Kareem. Here Kareem is a noun that is working as a complement. Secondly, a pronoun can also be used as a complement of intransitive verb. A pronoun can also come after intransitive verb to work as a complement of it. In the example, the girl in the photo is not you. Here you is acting as a complement for the intransitive verbs. Then we have a prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is such a phrase that acts as a preposition. As you already know that preposition is a word which is used to connect the noun or pronoun to other parts of the sentence. So my aunt is coming to dinner. Here to dinner is serving as prepositional phrase. Since to is a preposition, so it is serving as to dinner is serving as a prepositional phrase. Then we have an adverb. Adverb is a word that describes the verb, as it can clearly state that adverb. It means that it adds on something to the given information regarding verb. It adds on to a verb. So you have come quite early. You have come. Come is an intransitive verb here, and quite early is telling us that the work has been done earlier. It means that it is serving, it is working as an adverb. So it will not be the object of the sentence, rather it is a complement of intransitive verb, and this complement is basically an adverb. Okay class, this was all about the recapitulation, the revision of the previous lesson which we have already learned. Students, as we have now revised the previous lesson which we have already learned about complements, let us move towards the main topic the main topic of our today's lesson. So the rules for kinds of complements of intransitive verbs, we have already studied 1 to 4 rules, like first 4 rules we have already studied, but today we will study from rule number 5 to 7. So rule number 5 says that an intransitive verb can be followed by an adverbial particle. An intransitive verb can be followed by an adverbial particle. Now the question arises that what is an adverbial particle? We can say that adverbial particles are prepositions that can function as adverbs. Listen again. Adverbial particles are prepositions that can function as adverbs in the sentence. See the example, students. Why did the theater close down? The carriage just went past. Here in these two examples, down and past are the words which are prepositions, and they are serving as an adverb, so they will be called as an adverbial particle. They will be called as adverbial particles in these two sentences. Now the question arises that what is a preposition? If we say that adverbial particles are actually prepositions serving as an adverb in the sentence, then you must be thinking that what is preposition, though we have already started in earlier classes, but still we will revise the concept of preposition. A preposition is a word that is used to show direction, time, place, location, or relationship of noun with other words in the sentence. Say again and say after me. A preposition is a word that is used to show direction, time, place, location, or relationship of a noun with other words in the sentence. Here in these two sentences, the preposition down and past are showing the location. Also, they are connecting the parts of sentences with each other. Hence, they will be called as adverbial particles. Now, the sixth rule for kinds of complements in intransitive verbs says that an intransitive verb can be followed by an adjective. Intransitive verb can be followed by an adjective as well. As in rule number 5, we have studied that an intransitive verb can be followed by an adverbial particle. So rule number 6 says that an intransitive verb can be followed by an adjective. You can see the examples. You look quite hopeful. The bank is closed. Here in these two examples, hopeful and closed both are adjectives which are describing the nouns bank and you. Rule number 7 says that intransitive verb can be followed by a clause. Intransitive verb can be followed by a clause. So, in order to understand this rule, this concept, we should first revise the concept of a phrase and clause. Students, as you know, that phrase is a group of words that is not having any sort of verb in it, and it does not give complete sense in itself. While on the other hand, a clause is such a sentence which is having a verb in it, and it is a sentence, it is a complete sentence in itself. It gives the complete meaning, it conveys complete meanings. Also, it has a verb, main verb in it. So in intransitive verbs, an intransitive verb can be followed by a clause as well. How? We can see in examples that it seems that nobody is interested in my idea. She understood why they had not given her the news earlier. In both these sentences, seems and understood are the intransitive verbs which require a clause after them. These two clauses, from that nobody is interested in my idea and why they had not given her the news earlier, these two clauses are the complements of intransitive verbs seem and understood. Okay, I think up till now 3 of these rules are clear to you people. Now let's move to the exercise E of Oxford Grammar Tree, chapter number 4. It says that what kind of complement each of the individual verbs has in the given sentences. So the first sentence is, the teacher looked angry. Here, angry is the complement of intransitive verb looked, and the kind of complement is adjective. Why? Because it is defining, it is describing the teacher, that how did the teacher look. In second sentence, I felt that something was wrong with my computer. Here in this sentence, that something was wrong with my computer is a complete clause because it is having a verb in it and it is complete in itself. It is giving the complete meaning. So the kind of complement will be called clause complement. In third sentence, the princess excelled in good governance. Here, in good governance is a prepositional phrase because it is connecting two parts of the sentence. In fourth sentence, both Alim and Tahir are absent. Here, absent is the complement of adjective, and here absent is the complement of intransitive verb, and the kind of complement is adjective complement. Why? Because absent shows the state of Alim and Tahir. It describes that how did Alim and Tahir are. Is that lady over there your aunt? Your aunt is a noun phrase because aunt is a noun and your aunt makes it a noun phrase. So your aunt is the complement of intransitive verb and the kind is noun phrase. I hope up till now this exercise would be clear to you people. Now let's move to exercise H. In exercise H, you have to underline the complements of intransitive verbs. You have to underline the complements of intransitive verbs. I have also stated the kind or type in bracket as well. My uncle is Sajid Siddiqui. Sajid Siddiqui is a noun because it is the name of a person. So Sajid Siddiqui here is the complement of intransitive verb. Shazia is my neighbor. My neighbor. Neighbor is a noun and my neighbor makes it a noun phrase. Here in this sentence, my neighbor is the complement of intransitive verb. My best friend is you. Here you is a pronoun that is the complement of intransitive verb. In this photo, the person with the hat is me. Here the complement of intransitive verb is me, and me is a pronoun. Number 5 says that she is looking at the old photographs. Here in this sentence, at the old photographs is a prepositional phrase. It tells the direction, it tells the thing upon which she is looking. At the old photographs. It makes it a prepositional phrase. At the old photographs is the complement of intransitive verb. They have reached rather late. Here late is an adverb because it tells us that when did they reach. It is giving us some information about the action which is reached. My father drives his car very fast. Fast here is an adverb which tells us that how is the car being driven by my father. Fast is the complement of intransitive verb. They saw the vehicle going past. It is also an past is a complement of intransitive verb, and it is an adverbial particle because this is preposition here which is serving as an adverb. In next sentence, my mother looked very upset. Here upset is an adjective which is describing my mother, and in this sentence the complement of intransitive verb is upset. The shopping mall is closed now. Closed here is an adjective which is describing the shopping mall, and closed here is the complement of intransitive verb. It seems that the monsoon will be normal this year. Since the monsoon will be normal this year is a complete clause. It is giving the complete meaning. So the complement in this sentence will be that the monsoon will be normal this year. In next sentence, those children understood why they could not eat too many chocolates. Here the complement of intransitive verb understood is why they could not eat too many chocolates. And this complement is basically a clause because the sentence is complete in itself. It is giving us an obvious picture, it is giving us a complete sense. Also, there is a main verb present in it. So this will be called the clause complement. I hope students you would have understood the exercise E and exercise H. Now your assignment is that you have to solve these exercises in your books. Okay? So that was all for today's lesson. I hope you had a great time and best wishes to you all. Thank you and have a good day.